Hi folks, Jack Spirko here with another survival podcast video. Remember, if you like this video, I also do a 1 hour a day audio program, sometimes a little longer than an hour, available at the survivalpodcast.com. So it's not just a YouTube channel. Actually, the videos are kind of an extra thing I do for the listening audience. So it's like an online radio show, again, at the survivalpodcast.com. Today what I have for you is an Italian Alpine military rucksack. And I'm really impressed with this. I got an email about 2 weeks ago from a guy calling himself Old Grouch at Old Grouch Military Surplus, and or Old Grouch's, I guess, Military Surplus. And he said, I've got a bunch of stuff. I love what you're doing with your show. Would you be interested in doing some reviews for me? And what do you charge to do a review? And I said, the only thing I charge to do a review, you send me the gear, but you accept it. I'm going to give you the review that you get. It might be, hey, you know, I don't like this product, but fortunately, the stuff he sent me, at least so far, is really good stuff. This, again, is an Italian Army Alpine unit rucksack. And when I got this and I opened it up, it was so much more than what I expected. I was in the Army from about 1989 through 1993. And, you know, we had the Alice packs. And this thing makes an Alice pack, honest to God, for you guys that have served and have had Alice packs, it makes it look like a piece of crap. I mean, this is absolutely one of the best built things I've ever seen. One of the things, I'm big on things that are modular so that I can keep things like with a bug out bag. And that's what I'm going to say. This would make an awesome backpacking bag and an awesome bug out bag. On a bug out bag, though, I may want to take just a portion, things that I'm going to use the most. Maybe even, let's say, an active shooter bag that I want to put together where I need something I can break away from it. Or, let's say it's not even tactical. Let's say that I want to put the stuff that I would use every day out of a bug out bag in a separate place where it can be taken away. Things like insect repellent. Hey, I'm not bugging out. I'm just at a neighbor's, and the neighbor's too stupid to have insect repellent, and the mosquitoes are bombing everybody. I want the insect repellent out of my bug out bag. Well, they call this an assault pack, and it's designed militarily for just that, to have the things that you need available, removable. So basically, it's a mini backpack. And that pulls away. It's got a very large, let me get the zipper open here. For being a small pack, throw this on the ground, it'll be easier. For being a small pack that's designed to break away and just take stuff with it, it has an awful lot of cargo capacity. I mean, that's a very large, I don't know what the cubic inches are or what have you, but it's very large. It's also double layered, and it is water repellent. I don't know if I'd call this waterproof. Waterproof means we can submerge it. But there is a very good water repellent interior to it. It also has quick adjust, and they're very, very easily quick adjusted loops, one on each side, or actually two on each side, where we can carry extra cargo. And then we have a set of loops for carrying things like bedrolls or anything else that are also quick adjustment and quick release as well with snap things. And they have, instead of trying to do it with military tape or what have you, these nice little Velcro things that keep them from being too long when either not in use or they have excess length because they're not being used. So you've got all that. This is not a MOLLE compatible outside. There's no way to kind of hook onto that, but there is this one little retention piece there. And of course they close up with again, quick releases. So or actually the zipper, and then they have the quick releases that attach them to the main pack. Then you have your two shoulder straps, so this can be carried independently. So again, if I have this in a vehicle or my home or anywhere where I might need just some critical components of it quickly and lighter than the whole pack, I can break this off and go. And man, for a bug out bag, that's everything that I want. This is basically your day pack if you're a backpacker. You keep your day pack here and your long-term pack in the main gear. Absolutely phenomenal. Love the modularity of it. Let's go to the main pack. All right, so here's our main pack. The first thing that struck me with this was the quality. And I guess when it's built for anybody's military, you should expect quality. But the ruggedness of this exceeds the Alice packs by a large degree. Some of you guys that are currently serving, they may have better gear today than they did when I was in 20 years ago, but this blows away what we had. Nice belt level padding, and this is big enough to fit around the waist of somebody like myself. It isn't quite what I was when I was 170 pounds back in the airborne. This will fit around my waist still today. So the Italians apparently realized that people grow a little larger than, you know, a 30-inch waist. So that was nice as well. The strap pads, or your shoulder pads, very, very well padded, very, very comfortable to carry, and we do have a couple loops that you could attach equipment to as well, built into those. Very, very easy, quick adjust, just like you would expect on your Alice gear if you know U.S. military gear. So all that's kind of the same. Really nice padding on the back for the center of the back, and as you can see, it's a kind of a cross between an internal and an external pack frame. It doesn't have the big frame, but it's an external support for the lower back, and it makes carrying gear in this thing extremely comfortable. Each side, I'm just going to show you one side because they're both exactly the same, has one very large external cargo pocket. You can store an awful lot of gear on those two pockets alone, and it also has another quick adjust, something that you could put your gear in on each side to hold it externally. I love how much is afforded on this pack to store gear on the outside or in quick accessible locations, like, again, the assault pack, the external pockets, and the loops as well. So both sides have the exact same. If I flip it over, it would be the same. We look at the inside of the pack, and it is 2 quick releases, and then there's a drawstring enclosure. This is very similar to a U.S. Alice pack. And that opens up, and again, the whole thing is, again, I'm going to call it water repellent, not waterproof, but your gear's going to stay nice and dry in here if you do anything other than submerge it, I can tell you that. The cargo capacity probably exceeds the capacity of the average American to carry this fully loaded. If this had much more cargo capacity, it would go into the realm of not really mattering. Because if you fully load this thing right here, I'm going to tell you right now, you're looking at well in excess of 100 pounds of carrying capacity. The average American isn't going very far with 100 pounds on their back. An average military rucksack, you're looking at somewhere between 40 and 80 pounds, depending on the loadout requirements. You could definitely exceed that with this gear and run a hell of a lot more equipment. It is made in Italy. There are things that are similar clones to this that are made in China. I've looked at them, and some Chinese, I'm not a China bastard, some Chinese gear is good. With these, though, the Chinese clones are nothing compared to the original here. Another nice feature, right up in the top, there is a zipper that would make, let's say, a good map pocket or anything that you would need to get out. So without opening your bag, again, up in the lid, you would have another quick access panel. So there's a lot of things that are done with this sack to enable you, if you have a lot of gear packed in it, to get to things you need to be readily accessible without having to open it up. Another example of that is allowing for a bedroll to be packed across the top. So you've got your bag, would generally be carried like this. You've got your bedrolls up here. Again, these are done with these really nice Velcro retainers, so when they're not in use, or if you do have something you're carrying up top and you have some excess slack, you've got a place to put it. I think that's really a nice feature. The same thing is done, was I wrong about that? Nope, it's not on the bottom. That's only on the assault pack. So you've got two retainers, one on both sides. You've got 2 retaining straps on the top of your gear, and you've got all that cargo space in the 2 packages. And again, on the assault pack, you have your retainment straps on the top, on the bottom, and a set on both sides. So with this attached to the main rucksack, you have a tremendous amount of not only cargo capacity, but again, modularity, where you could actually have an external pack that you put together that would just be maybe a first aid pack, or just a jungle pack, or what have you, or just food, or whatever you might need where you don't want to go into the entire pack. Again, the price of these, I don't want to get it wrong, so let me check my notes real quick. $84.50. If this was $150, I would buy one if Old Grouch didn't send me one. These are absolutely one of the best values that I've ever seen. I'm actually a big believer with bug out bags. I'd rather have something that's red and gray, or black, or gray, or tan. Something that blends in but doesn't scream military, so that if you ever are bugging out on foot, you don't send a tactical message. I think with everybody getting into the ACU digital and stuff, though, with this being woodland camo, this could be any hunter or any backpacker's gear. So it has less of a kind of standout tactical than some of the new ACU digital. I know some of you guys love the ACU digital. I'm more kind of like, if I ever have to use this stuff to bug out, not just out of my vehicle for an emergency or something, but I have to get this on my back and bug out, I don't want to stick out. If they made this in black or like coyote tan or something like that, man, or gray, I would be all over it. But nothing I've seen in the civilian market, and this is actually very similar to a civilian bag I've been using for a bug out bag. Nothing comes close to this. My civilian version is honestly crap compared to this bag. I don't know if our military has something analogous to this, but if we do not, shame on us. This is absolutely the best ruck that I've ever reviewed. And I'm going to actually take all of my bug out gear out of my I can't remember the name of the company, but it's a standard backpacking bag that I have that has a very similar overall, it's cubic centimeters that it would hold in its main cargo area and all. Very, very similar. But the assault pack and everything, this is becoming my new bug out bag. I can't recommend this highly enough. And like I told old Grouch when he wanted to send me some gear, if you send me crap, you know, I'm going to say it's crap. This is absolutely outstanding equipment. Can't recommend them highly enough. There is a link in the video notes where you can find these on Old Grouch's websites. Again, definitely a buy recommendation. I don't have any kind of commission deal or anything set up with him. If you buy from him, you're buying from him. I haven't found these in a lot of places. They're not available from a lot of sources. The few sources other than Old Grouch that I found them are selling it for between 120 and 140 bucks, and I don't think they're out of line. I just say, why pay it when you can get one for about 85 bucks from Old Grouch? And you know what? From dealing with him so far, he's a really good guy, folks. I'm really glad he sent me that email a couple weeks ago. But man, if somebody came to me and asked me to spec a bag as a bug out bag, other than offering some different color options, this is what I would have come up with. I've actually been looking for this type of approach for a long time. Very impressed with it. Very impressed with Old Grouch, and hopefully you guys maybe, some of you guys anyway, will pick one up from him because he was nice enough to send this one to me. And with that, this has been Jack Spirko with another Survival Podcast video.